Alright, here we go.
Wicked.
A new episode begins now. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, good to see you. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty well. Kind of hot. It's really hot right now.
I mean, it is.
See the sweat beads.
They do call it the dog days of August for a reason, and we certainly have hit the dog days of August. It is really hot outside, even at not almost 9:30 at night. Summer is definitely hanging on with full force.
Yeah,
and
I did say that again.
but you know what? That does not stop On the Couch Talking Sports. And we got a great episode for you guys tonight because we're going to touch on something that we've never touched upon here on the Couch Talking Sports. We've touched upon music on the show before, but what we haven't touched upon is if your wonderful co-hosts of On a Couch Talking Sports could have their own intro music. You know how you go to like a baseball game and like the batter comes up and he has his little walk-up song that they play, you know. We got to thinking, what if we had our own intro songs?
Like
what would
music.
they be? Yeah, exactly. That's what intro songs mean.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Exactly.
Why did you have to say that?
I'm just
you were basically just adding things that like you're just being redundant. Mr. Redundant over here. Anyway.
More like redundant?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
and then we also got to thinking, what songs would we use as the show's like entrance/intro song? Because obviously we have our intro song that we use.
It's just literally some stock iMovie song.
It's like iMovie song. But like what like actual songs that are out there would we use if we wanted to have our like own like true intro song for the show? So I guess Kyle, I'll let you start with what were some of your own like personal intro songs be? If you could pick any song that's ever been made to be your intro song, what songs would you choose?
I mean, that's a long list of songs, I'm not going to lie.
Try to keep it maybe like 5.
I will
5
say,
max.
I guess on my short list, my shorter short list, my short list is probably still going to be like at least 100. But my short list, I would probably, because see, you're right. You want a song that really pumps the audience up when they see you.
I'm going to pump you up.
Go to pick things up and put them down.
Yeah.
But I was thinking one of the ones that I was a huge fan of. So I'm sure everyone knows Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. Now, that's a great song, but they recently came out with a really kick-ass remade version of it by, believe it or not. So this was actually for the movie Godzilla King of the Monsters that just came out this summer. And they had none other than the lead singer of System of a Down. You remember that band?
Yeah, I do.
You remember Chop Suey and those songs?
No, I definitely remember System of a Down.
Yeah, so they had the guy, I think his name is Serge something. I can't pronounce his last name, but the song was amazing. I'm like, yeah, I would love to open with that song. Because, hearing it at the end credits of that Godzilla movie, that was so cool. I'm like, geez, this is like, it's amazing. So I'd probably put that there. I would also put Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force. Do you know that one? Nope. Oh, that's a good one. That's a classic. If you guys have ever played, I think it was Guitar Hero 2 back in the day. That was one of the that was probably the hardest song to play for that game. Just because the notes were like all over the place. The song itself is kind of like it's like an 80s reminiscent, even though it came out in like the late 2000s, it's a very like reminiscent song of like the 80s, of like those hair bands like Van Halen and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I highly recommend. Check it out. Let's see what's another one. I would say probably on the music score front. Like if I had to pick some, just kind of diversify a little bit, I'd put some like for maybe like maybe I might pick for like a score from a movie. I would definitely put like probably the Man of Steel soundtrack. The one where he like flies for the first time. It's called Flight. So yeah, that way he's yeah. Anyways, so I would probably put that song on it too. I think that's a really great. Just because Hans Zimmer is so freaking epic when it comes to movie soundtracks. So, and I would say I would throw in probably like maybe for like more like a hip hop kind of style. I'd like to do oh man, that's actually a tough one. If I had to pick like maybe like a hip hop song, which would be kind of cool, I'd like to do a probably Mastermind by Deltron 3030. I don't know if anyone knows Deltron.
Nope.
I know. I'm saying a lot of the people I'm saying right now. I feel like, except for the guy from System of a Down, I don't think people really know very much. But
I haven't recognized one name yet, except for System of a Down.
Okay, well, I'm trying to go into some unexplored territory, I guess, if you will. So for that one, so Deltron 3030 is. Do you guys remember that Gorilla song Clint Eastwood? Came out in the early 2000s. Maybe some people remember it. The rapper who sings the guy who raps in that. His name is Del the Funky Homo Sapien. And eventually he became Deltron 3030 when he teamed up with this other guy, Dan the Automator. So sorry, I'm giving you a little music history over here. So that would be a cool one. Check it out. It's a really good song. Really, really cool. I think that's maybe if I picked like a classic rock song, like a song that everyone knows, everyone cheers for. Probably do like probably do some. It's a classic rock. All right, how about we'll do very standard but very good. I'll do "We Will Rock You," Queen.
Okay.
Oh, one more song I want to throw in there is "I Have the Beholder" by Wolfmother. So, do you guys know Wolfmother? Woman, you're woman, right?
I recognize the tune. Yeah.
Yeah, you know a few of their songs. I'm sure you guys all know at least a couple of their songs. So, yeah. So "I Have the Beholder."
Cool.
Wolfmother, and what was that last one I said before that?
I have the Tiger. We Will Rock You.
We Will Rock You, yeah. Queen. Yep.
Cool. I would probably say for mine, I'm gonna go sort of very basic here. I would say All Star by Smash Mouth is definitely a good one because I am an all-star. I'm an all-star host and an all-star person.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna, I don't know, write you a very tersely worded letter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Definitely Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It'd be a really good one. Hell's Bells.
Mm-hmm.
Would be another one. Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Enter Robbie.
Would be a good one. And then to top it all off, gotta go for classic here. Shipping Up to Boston.
Oh yeah.
By the Dropkick Murphys. I mean, all five. I mean, there are, like Kyle said. I mean, there are so many different songs that you could pick. Like I could make up a list that was like 100 or more songs long if I really put my mind to it. But I mean, those 5 songs definitely stand out as sort of 5 songs that like I've always really enjoyed, and have always gotten me pumped up. And
there you go.
I think would definitely. Oh, another one that I would add, and this is sort of. I'm going to take a page out of Kyle's book here and name one that probably not a lot of people know. So I'm doing a 6. I apologize. Well, I don't know if I'm apologizing, but still, I'm doing a 6 here. And it would be the song Sentinel by John Butcher Axis.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, Kyle.
Good pick.
So, a little backstory here. John Butcher Axis is a guitarist who is kind of like kind of similar in some ways to Jimi Hendrix. I feel like just sort of his style and stuff like that. Was popular sort of back in the I think 80s and 90s, and still tours now. I've sort of grown to like him through my dad. Actually, my dad really liked his stuff and played it for me, and I grew to really like it. So I've seen him perform several times in the greater Boston area. And actually, Kyle came with us to see him perform. I think it was a couple months ago.
Wow, was that long ago? Jeez.
I think it was back in June. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, right.
In Natick, and you had a really good time.
Loved it. That was one of the best concerts I've been to in a while. That was amazing. This guy still had it, man. I mean, he and it was a great kind of like double feature actually in a way, because they had John Butcher Axis as the main act, who just killed it. And then before that was actually the lead singer, I think it was lead singer or drummer. I gotta double check from the band New England. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was the opening act.
That was so cool.
Which was really nice. But yeah, so Sentinel by John Butcher would be definitely on my short list as well.
Definitely.
So now that kind of brings us to sort of putting it together, sort of the songs that we would use for the show.
Yeah.
For the show's intro, if we could replace our current intro.
I know.
I mean, obviously, I feel like I would use all the songs on my list. Plus, maybe like Final Countdown comes to mind. Mm-hmm. The Danger Zone comes to mind.
Oh, Danger Zone, yes. Kenny Loggins, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. Oh my god.
Another one. Yeah. The song "I'm Alright" from the movie, I think it's Caddyshack. What was the movie with Kevin Bacon? There was a movie with Kevin Bacon.
That's Bill Murray.
No.
Was Kevin Bacon in it?
No, Caddyshack.
See you guys.
But no, not Caddyshack. It was I can't remember. No, it wasn't Kevin Bacon. It was. I don't even remember what the name. It was a golf movie.
I thought that was. I think that was Caddyshack.
Was it?
Wasn't that with the one with the gopher? Where they
yeah.
That's Bill Murray and Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
and,
maybe
Kevin Bacon wasn't.
No, maybe
actually.
I might be wrong.
I can double check. Well, there is a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. He's been in a lot of stuff, so you never know.
But anyways, yeah, maybe I'm thinking Kenny Loggins and.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah. So what songs would you add on to sort of the show intro songs, Kyle?
Ooh, for the show intro, oh man. So that might be a slightly different. I would probably say. Actually, while we're filming, I'm just gonna look really quick. Sorry, I'm gonna look. I know I'm cheating a little bit. I'm like using. You guys can still see me though, right? Yeah, you guys can still see me. Sorry, I have the iTunes.
I can still see you, which is unfortunate.
Which is yeah, right. So I would say, you know what I would do? Totally.
Oh wait, hold on a second.
Yes.
We're missing the most obvious one of all for the show that perfectly describes us. Get Buck in here.
Yeah, of course we wanted to get Buck in here. Yeah, jeez, yeah, hell
DJ
yeah.
Felly Fell.
DJ Felly Fell. Oh god, there's so much. I would. Oh, you know what? I also put. I might even throw Red Eye in there. Red Eye, you remember Red Eye from Haim and Kid Cudi?
Yeah.
I know it's kind of a random song, but it's so cool.
Again, there's so many you could choose.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, Conquista, the Spanish version by the White Stripes, I would throw in there. I don't know if Robbie knows that one as much,
nope,
but
not at all.
I think that's a really cool intro song. Or even, what about There's No Other Way? What do you think of that one?
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Throw that one?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That actually would fit in well, sort of like as an intro song. I feel like.
Yeah, it just. I wonder if we have any other mixes over here. I'm just like looking at all the mix stuff like that, but from our classic, even from like the Roaches. But anyways, yeah, you know what? I don't think I have them on the computer. They're all on the iPod or whatever. But anyways, so that's what I'd probably probably any combination of those songs. How about the Eminem song? I thought that was always a really good. Sorry, I know that one Eminem song. You know that one song that he did apparently. No. Among his plethora of hits, I would probably say the one he did with Nate Dogg. What was that one again?
Oh, well, there's a couple of different names. Oh, Till I Collapse.
Till I Collapse. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
That's
of.
a good one.
I mean, that was
How about Lose Yourself would be a good one.
Yeah,
too.
Lose Yourself would be amazing. Yeah. Any combination of or both even Till I Collapse or Lose Yourself, because I always thought Till I Collapse was a great intro because that was kind of our pump up song, at least when I was doing football, and even when they were, I think, doing basketball too, at the back in high school.
Yeah, back when we were in high school, they used to be sort of the entrance song for the team. I remember. Yeah,
that was cool. So honestly, what would you guys pick?
Yeah, what would you guys pick as sort of your own personal intro music / what songs do you think we should use? What songs would you use if you were us for the?
And you didn't have to worry about copyright strikes from YouTube.
Huh?
And you didn't have to worry about copyright strikes from YouTube, which is I hate that. God. I seriously wish we could do a theme song. I wish we could use an existing song that's famous for our intro, but I know we can't because they're gonna
copyright infringement.
Lame sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, one last song I want to throw in there too: "Ecstasy of Gold."
Yes.
Ennio Morricone. That to me would be the quintessential. That would just be so cool to open with that song.
But so many different choices,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like any one would be just a great selection. So we're going to start wrapping up tonight's episode with our lovely pre-show food review, and tonight we went to a new place. It was new but old at the same time.
Yeah,
so we went to this place, Figs by Todd English, which is located on Charles Street in Boston.
And I think there's a few other locations too around.
Yeah, there's one in Charlestown. There's one in Charlestown. There's the one on Charles Street. A lot of Charleses.
Yeah.
But the reason why we went there is because it invoked some nostalgia for both Kyle and myself. Mm-hmm. Because, in Wellesley, where I live and where we both have lived, there used to be a Figs in Wellesley Center. It's not there anymore. It closed, maybe about 10 years ago or so. But we used to go there all the time for dinner and stuff like that. And so when we realized that there was one near, sort of close by to where Kyle lives now, we were like, you know what? We're gonna go check it out. And we did, and it was excellent. As we remember, the set, we had the bread, all the way from the bread to the salad to the pizza was it sort of took you back, 15 years to, sitting in the Figs in Wellesley Center, and just so good. I would highly recommend it.
Oh my God, yeah, they have some of the best, I think, pizza flavors I've ever had, and they still had, they tweaked a little bit though, I think, but they had this really great calamari pizza, where it's literally just just chunks of fried calamari on there, and also they had arugula lettuce in there, and they also had some hot peppers, which I don't remember, but it's a spicy, crunchy. Oh, it was so good. So good. And the consistency of the dough is flat, which I thought was really good. It depends on if you like that style of dough or not, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it was just so good. It's kind of a small place, so if you're gonna go, I would definitely recommend making a reservation because it gets very packed in there, and it has very limited seating. So you definitely want to, make sure if you're gonna get in there that you make a reservation or go on the early side, because it can get very busy in there, as was evident by the fact that it was busy when we got there. But we did make a reservation, so that was good.
Yeah.
Anything else from you tonight? Anything else?
No, that's about it for me. I haven't been playing quite as many video games as
No worries, just
I've been slowing down a little bit.
That's all right. I think we encompassed a lot in tonight's episode. So that is going to wrap things up as a trash can is being rolled outside. That is going to wrap things up for us for this edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. Thank you as always for watching, and for Kyle, I'm Robbie, signing off from the couch for that picture as well. We'll see you next time, everybody. Good night.